At first glance, the Slate electric pickup feels like a prank on the modern truck market. How, in 2025, an era of six-figure Cybertrucks and Lightnings, can a brand new American-built EV wear a $27,000 window sticker and still pencil out? Average electric vehicle transactions hover near $59,000, and battery trucks commonly break $100,000. So Slate's number cracks open a buyer segment long priced out of plug-in mobility. Monthly payments near $375 keep the truck within reach for households bringing in under six-figure incomes, tradespeople who normally stalk used lots, and older drivers who find dash-wide touchscreens more distracting than helpful. With the present $7,500 federal clean vehicle credit, base models could dive below $20,000, making Slate not only America's most affordable EV, but one of the cheapest new vehicles of any kind. That price alone rewrites expectations about what electric propulsion should cost in 2026. It rings like opportunity knocking. Well, Slate achieves that sticker by slicing complexity with a machete. Instead of endless trim ladders, wheel packages, and special edition badges, the company will build one configuration nicknamed Blank Slate. It is a two-seat unpainted gray pickup sold with precisely two choices: Battery Pack A or Battery Pack B. Option A carries 52.7 kilowatt-hours good, for roughly 150 real-world miles. Option B carries 84.3 kilowatt-hours stretching to about 240. Customers make that single decision, sign, and wait. By erasing color palettes, off-road bundles, leather interiors, and tech upgrades, Slate wipes away supplier micro-variations that slow plants and inflate sourcing fees. Every absent option means fewer part numbers, quicker quality audits, tighter supply contracts, and a single bill of materials managers can actually memorize and price discipline. Savings get even bolder once panels meet press. Traditional pickups use steel or aluminum skins that demand an energy-hungry paint shop and expensive corrosion treatments. Slate swaps those sheets for glass-filled polypropylene composite colored light gray through the material. No primer, no base coat, no clear coat, just molded panels popped from presses ready to bolt on. Skipping a full paint line slashes tens of millions in capital expense and chops per vehicle energy use by double-digit percentages. The underlying steel unibody still takes an anti-rust e-coat dip, but otherwise the factory sidesteps the automotive equivalent of a kiln. Owners reap a side perk. Scratches reveal more gray instead of bright metal, keeping worksite dings discreet. Fewer chemicals, simpler robots, cleaner floors, each virtue circles back to that impossible sticker price. It is thrift, durability, and environmental prudence rolled into one molded shell. Open a door and the minimalism feels downright retro. Crank windows replace motorized regulators. An old-school keyblade twists in the column, and physical knobs govern HVAC rather than haptic sliders. The only screen is the one riders bring in their pockets, held by a centered phone dock feeding apps to an optional Bluetooth speaker bar. Exterior door handles do double duty inside, and symmetrical taillights can swap sides on the production line without complaint. This obsession with parts commonality buys purchasing power. A conventional full-size pickup might juggle 2,500 separate part numbers. Slate's target hovers near 500 subassemblies. The dashboard skeleton shrinks from 27 stampings to 7. Each door inner from 15 pieces to 10, hacking hours of welding, riveting, and inspection. Fewer points of potential failure equal quicker builds and sturdier trucks leaving the gate at lower costs. Powertrain engineering follows the same plug-and-play philosophy. Rather than bankroll a bespoke motor program, Slate buys a 3-in-1 drive unit from specialist supplier JJE Technologies. This sealed module packages the electric motor, inverter, and single-speed reduction gear, arriving at the plant ready to drop into place. Technicians bolt it to the frame, connect coolant lines, snap high-voltage plugs, and move on. The unit's 150 kilowatt output translates to roughly 201 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. Plenty for a lightweight two-seater designed for mulch runs and contractor commutes rather than Baja trophies. Torque is delivered instantly, towing capacity edges past 3,000 pounds and payload rivals many mid-size gas trucks. Because the module is off the shelf, warranty data already exists, helping investors sleep easier while the startup conserves precious R&D cash for other battles. It also simplifies part sourcing and future export homologation headaches. While many affordable EVs now pivot to lithium iron phosphate cells for cost, Slate sticks with nickel manganese cobalt chemistry because energy density matters more than dollars per kilogram in a compact chassis. The battery pack doubles as a structural underfloor element, stiffening the unibody and lowering the center of gravity while freeing cabin and bed volume. Production takes place inside a refurbished former phone book printing plant in Warsaw, Indiana, a textbook brownfield maneuver. Reusing an existing shell avoids the billion-dollar burn of green grass construction, taps an experienced labor pool, and earns local tax abatements tied to revitalization. The compact assembly line suits Slate's realistic volume goal of tens of thousands annually, not the hundreds of thousands legacy giants chase. Direct-to-consumer sales bypass dealer margins and let internet pricing stay transparent, while a contracted service network handles deliveries and warranty repairs following the Rivian and Lucid template. Using one plant, one color, one body style, and one powertrain compresses training hours and simplifies quality audits. When suppliers arrive with parts, they meet a warehouse barely larger than a supermarket, yet throughput targets remain aggressive thanks to that lean component catalog and modular processes that favor swift ramp-ups. Slate's engineers obsessed over life cycle value, wiring dormant connectors and leaving blanking plates so owners can upgrade over time. Want power windows next year? Buy a kit, pop the interior panel, plug into the waiting harness, and you're done. Need a rear bench for a growing family? A planned conversion stretches the cab into a 5-passenger SUV using bolt-in composite sections. Each accessory keeps buyers inside Slate's ecosystem, generating recurring revenue without changing assembly routines. Upgradeability also reduces environmental impact by extending service life. Instead of junking a perfectly good truck for new tech, owners swap modules like phone cases. The strategy echoes PC building culture, encouraging customization and pride of ownership while protecting resale value. It reframes basic not as disposable, but as a foundation upon which personal creativity and evolving needs can comfortably build over many budget cycles. Electricity at the national average 15 cents per kilowatt hour puts 150 miles of driving on Slate's smaller battery at roughly $8 versus $25 in gasoline for a comparable 30-mile-per-gallon compact truck. Across 10 years and 150,000 miles, that alone saves more than 10 grand. Skipping a paint shop trims up to 15% of a vehicle factory's CO2 footprint, and eliminating thousands of fasteners shortens supply chains before the first customer even turns a key. Because owners can add features rather than replacing entire vehicles, the embedded emissions associated with building new cars every 5 years evaporate. Sustainability here is framed less as futuristic carbon fiber and more as thoughtful simplicity, modular longevity, and lower energy bills that speak the universal language of monthly budgets for both wallets and planet health. For the $50 reservation holders, the reward is joining a movement where EVs cease being status symbols and become, quite literally, everyday tools. Crank windows, unpainted panels, and a module-ready shell aren't regressions. They are strategic concessions aimed at democratizing electrified torque. Should the math work, 2026 may be remembered as the year electricity went mainstream by embracing the art of just enough.